We're so funny. The government? Not again. Oh, must be Mark.
Leo, it's Mark. You know how I always say that I'm running late for the movie? Well, this time, I actually am. I won't lie to you. The odds of us missing our trailers are no longer theoretical, and we are now standing perilously close to missing the actual opening scene of Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. And sure, I could have just texted you, but instead I spent 45 minutes making this video and paid a neighbor kid $20 to hand deliver it. Why? Because I'm extra. We both are, and I think that's one of the reasons why we're friends. So your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to meet me at the corner of such and such and Fake Street as fast as humanly possible. And by the grace of God, caffeine, and some montage editing, we might just be able to make it. Otherwise, you know, we can just refund the tickets and see a later showtime. But where's the fun in that? Oh, and I almost forgot. This message will self-destruct in 5 seconds. Good luck, Leo. And Godspeed.
Babe, something's wrong with the Xbox. I'll fix it when I come back. Like and subscribe. Get in!
Hey there, we're parking.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the DubbaDub Club.
Welcome back, DubbaDubbers.
What are we watching today, Mark?
We're watching Mission Impossible, if we're not already too late. He's never seen a Mission Impossible movie either, which I didn't know until yesterday. I was like, all right, are we all good for Mission Impossible tomorrow morning? And he's like, yeah, question, should I watch any of them? And I'm like, oh, yeah, well, at least the last one, at least part one.
Bold of him to assume I watch stuff.
True. So, so we're gonna go hustle our heinies inside.
Just a little bit late.
And then we'll catch up after the show. Sorry about my hair, I had the window down.
Yeah, same. Cool. Well then, we'll be back.
All right. Peace.
Whew. They did it. Mission Impossible complete. What a long movie.
I'm often in favor of longer movies because the more we get used to long movies, the closer we are to a film adaptation of Hamilton. Because I could see that being like over 3 hours. That being said, it's not like a huge complaint. I did feel the runtime a little bit on this one.
I loved it a lot.
Yeah. But I still enjoyed it. We both had to use the restroom a lot. Yeah, we missed none of the movie. I enjoyed it. I think I liked, Dead Reckoning much more.
Is that the previous one?
Yeah.
Oh.
To me, this one kind of felt a little bit like a Mission Impossible greatest hits. A lot of Easter eggs and references to events in past movies. Some of them pay off quite well. I think there's particular allusion to, without any spoilers, some element of Mission Impossible 3, which is one of my favorites. It was nice to get kind of a callback to that in a substantial or meaningful way.
Yeah, I agree. I like the previous one more. They are really good at building up and building up and building up the suspense.
Oh,
building
yeah.
up and building up. But then I feel like they overdid it to the point where in the middle of the buildup, I was getting kind of bored.
And
and then you get like the the peak of the action and stuff.
And I never thought about this until today, really, because I felt similarly. Like I was like, this is all very well done, you know? But what is it that's making me feel so like restless in a way that the previous Mission Impossible didn't make me feel? You know, I felt very engaged the whole time. And I think with this one, and okay, it's not even just with Mission Impossible movies or even just with action movies. I think it might have to do with anything that, like horror movies too. That's why I love a good hour-and-a-half long horror movie, because you can go in like neutral, just like, all right, what's this movie about? What am I gonna do for this time? And then it captures your attention and gives you this kind of energy of like, oh no, like things are urgent now, you know? And yeah, a good tight like hour-and-a-half horror movie or hour-and-a-half action movie will kind of like just pick you up, shake you around, and then drop you back off on your couch, and you're just like, oh my god, I just went on like this crazy adventure, you know, in my mind and in my imagination. And but when it gets closer to like 3 hours, then it starts becoming like exhausting, you know. You start getting like a little fatigued by like just the feeling on edge and like in that heightened state for so long.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, no real like complaints about the movie, but I didn't feel like it was as fun as the last one, or maybe even the last couple. And yeah, I mean, it had a lot of heavy lifting to do as well, trying to kind of pull off the conclusion to the last movie, and the last one set up so much. So yeah, I mean, I never begrudge a filmmaker or a storyteller for trying to be too ambitious, or you know, trying to do as much as they can or pack as much as they can into a story. It might be one of my lesser favorites of the last few Mission Impossible movies, but that's still fine. Like, you know, I don't think that they're supposed to be some great like life-altering movie. But that being said, I did really like and appreciate a lot of the very pro-human messaging that the movie had.
That was great.
Yeah, a lot of what was it? There's a running motif of just kind of like people trying to connect with each other's humanity. They're like, even though we're on opposing sides, let's work together, you know, for a common good, for like the good of all mankind. And sometimes it works throughout the movie and sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, I think that might have been like my favorite element of this movie.
I'll tell you mine in a second.
Oh, sure. But just because, you know, obviously, I'm sure I don't need to tell you guys that it's we live in a time of great divisiveness here in America and even, you know, around the world. I appreciate it. It also feels very George Lucas-y to say that like we can get more done together than we can separately or for ourselves. And when we benefit everyone, that also includes us, you know? But what were you going to say? What's your favorite?
My favorite aspect of the movie was the fact that they kept demonstrating time and time again they're trying to do the simplest tasks in this immense amount of pressure. And I think the common theme here, like the key to doing this successfully, is keeping cool, staying collected, staying calm. Because if any one of those, there's so many instances where like things had to be just right, you know, like precise.
Yeah.
And if any one of those things had been wrong, if anybody wouldn't have played their role right,
Yeah.
then that would have been the end of
If anybody
everything.
let the enormity of like what they're doing sink in, just like, oh my god, just have a panic attack. Yeah, and no long humans.
You can apply that into so many different aspects of your regular day-to-day life.
That's very true.
Try to stay cool, try to stay collected. Nothing is really that big that will like have these dire consequences, you know.
In this anxious day and age, we have the tendency to like catastrophize and try to like seek out all potential dangers or threats, or even just things that make us uncomfortable, or, you know, we try to like mitigate against all of these potential dangers or perceived threats. And it just takes up too much of our headspace, you know, just takes up too much bandwidth and makes us neurotic and
Paralyzes us.
Yeah, it stops us from doing the stuff that will actually improve our lives, you know. So
Yeah. I don't think I'd watch it again. It's so long. Like if they would have cut it into 2 smaller movies, that would have been fine.
yeah, oh, I mean, they did cut it into 2 Lord, got it into 3 movies, maybe 4 movies. Would have been ideal.
And I'm not even like my attention span can be there. It's not like, I move from one thing to the next. It's just, it was a long.
Yeah, and again, with that action fatigue, it's like, oh my God, they've saved the world so many times already in the last 2 hours. How many more times do they have left in this last hour?
Exactly. Watching the previous movie and watching how it ended, I was like, oh, great. Like, the next movie is just going to be like to wrap it up.
Yeah. The next movie, they're just going to be like,
Take it out.
like 20 minutes, just getting the bad guy, just boom, boom, boom. And then they're like, all right, well, now that we've done all these impossible missions, they're like, you want to just go on vacation or hang out or something? Go to Euro Disney? What would you rate it on Letterboxd?
I hate being like too critical, but I'll give it a 3.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna give this one a 3.5 because I did really like it, and like I said, it's a lot of my personal complaints or issues with the movie. It really just kind of can't be helped for a movie of this kind and of this size. And again, like I mentioned in I think our Thunderbolts review, I'm not too critical of movies that are trying to be everything for everybody, which this also is. But also my enjoyment counts, and when I get fatigued, I mean, even if I saw like I actually loved Beau is Afraid, but I was gonna say if I saw an Ari Aster movie that was like 3 hours long and fear-inducing or anxiety-inducing, it might change my my rating of it. Although Beau is Afraid still gets a perfect 5 out of 5 from me, but this one I would give it I think a 3.5. Like I liked it.
Okay.
But it would be a tall order to watch it again. I think at some point I'm going to end up showing my wife. I'll probably be on my phone.
Just getting up, going around.
Stores. Exactly. I'll be like getting an early start on my taxes or something.
I don't feel as critical anymore, knowing you're giving it a 3.5.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. I've really enjoyed these movies. I didn't know until yesterday that Leo had never really seen any of these. So yeah, this is like a real crash course, like throwing you in the deep end of Mission Impossible.
I've just been the previous movie like 10 minutes before he picked me up, and we were already running late to come to the theater. So I was like, wow, just in time.
Perfect. For how late we're running, we'll have just enough time. But we did end up catching the beginning of the movie and like the tail end of the trailers.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say about Mission Impossible?
Nope.
No. I think we're all Mission Impossibled out for today. So until next time, I've been Mark.
Leo.
And this is the DubbaDub Club. If you like hanging out with us, please feel free to like and subscribe. We'll catch you next time. Peace.
Peace.